Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This time it is the sequel to The Collector, The Collection, which came out a few years later in 2012. And this is a film I was looking forward to when it came out, but it was not in theaters around here. I don't know if it has some kind of limited release or what the hell happened, but the film didn't do anything. And like the first film, this one got buried by critics, which is something I wanted to mention in the first review for the first movie. I don't get what the fuck it is with critics that they can praise, the 15th fucking Halloween film that does every goddamn thing the same, but yet this and The Collector are bad films. I I get it, it's personal opinion, it's subjective. I just don't get it. I pretty much prefer The Collector and The Collection over the new Halloween film. I said it before, I'll say it again. Because I appreciate them trying to do something different. And this one, I'm fine with taking inspirations. Marcus Dunstan, he returns from directing the first film. Him and Patrick Melton, they wrote this just like they wrote the first film. And it seems the inspiration they took for the sequel was aliens. A person who's been in the situation before has led back into the lion's den in order to either to find someone, colonists, or in this case the daughter of a rich guy. The rich guy actually played by Christopher McDonald, who is the villain in Happy Gilmore. He plays a good guy in this. Because it starts off with Christopher McDonald's daughter goes to this rave that's in this hidden area, hidden spot. And once again, if you go into this for realism, you're not going to get it and you're going to be pissed. But if you're like me, and if a film is fun and entertaining, well done, you can enjoy the escapism, this film will work. Because it is escapism. And it's fun. When you find out that the killer rigged this entire place where they're having this party, so this gigantic, I guess you would call it a lawnmower, descends from the ceiling and wipes out almost the entire fucking party, turning them into gore and blood and more gore. And I'm like, that's how the movie opens? Holy shit. I'm in for a ride. And another thing, like I said, for the first movie, what really helps these films is a very likable lead character. And that is Arkin, played by Josh Stewart. Did a wonderful job in the first movie. One of my only problems with that movie was the cliffhanger ending where he gets caught by the Collector, because the Collector always takes one. But like I said, if you don't watch these movies, watch them in a double feature. Because where that ended, this begins. With police reports of what the Collector has been doing, and this guy, Arkin, has been taken. The wife character saying, please bring him back. And then at that party, the Collector does. He leaves the box with the survivor of the previous, I don't know what you call it, previous spot, previous encounter. But Arkin, being a thief, he's able to pick his way out of the lock and escape. And some people go, oh, why didn't he save the girl? To me, the guy didn't really have a choice. Because all this crazy shit's happened. Not only the gigantic lawnmower, but then this one place gets cut off, and these people get squished, which is like a really gruesome way to go. Like, think about that. You're trapped, you have nowhere to go, and it's the inevitable, and you get squished. They definitely go for the R rating like they did in the first movie. And Josh Stewart's character Arkin can't really do much. He's hurt. He's been locked in a box for who knows how long. The He does warn the girl, behind you, and the killer grabs her because she's the one he's going to take for his collection. But Arkin can't do anything. He's weak. He's not fucking kung fu master. And it was funny. He takes this asshole who we've seen previously and fucking uses him and pushes him out the window to break his fall, which I thought was a very fun moment. Because the asshole deserved it. Now, the one nitpick I have with the flick is when he's in the hospital, his wife is there, but they never go into detail with why the wife is there. What I mean by that is, if you've seen the first film, the whole reason he broke in was to steal this thing for his wife because his wife owed a debt to some loan sharks. Otherwise, she was going to take the daughter and they were going to leave. And he got the item and got out there, but he was caught by the collectors. Obviously, he didn't get the money to them. So how is the wife okay? I don't even know if they mentioned the daughter, his daughter. Like, is because of the publicity. So the loan sharks are like, okay, we don't do anything because she's out in the public. Like, they didn't really go into detail. And considering it's the same writers and director, I thought that was weird because that was, again, one of the sort of primary concepts of the first movie. So I thought they, and I listened to the commentary, I thought maybe they would bring that up, but no. So that's the one thing that bugged me about this film. But I can let it go. Because this movie goes at a fast pace. It's even shorter than the first movie. It's an 82-minute film. And like Aliens, he gets called in kind of, against his will by this group of, I don't know if you want to call them mercenaries, or group of people that Christopher McDonald has hired to find his daughter. So they go back to the lair, and even Arkin says, okay, fine, I'll take you there, but I'm not going to fucking go in there. And they're like, okay. Then when he takes him there, they force him to go in there when he doesn't want to, and they pull a gun on him. So once again, you feel bad for the Arkin character. And one of the reasons he decided to do this as well, I mean, granted, they forced him to do it, but the collector left flowers saying, hope to see the family soon. So maybe, that's a little bit incentive as well. But yeah, the lair of the collector was really cool, atmospheric, still has that style. Maybe a little bit more shaky cam in certain action scenes compared to the first. But, that and the other thing I mentioned about my two quibbles with the film. Again, it's not supposed to be realistic. This is fun escapism. I love the look of the lair. I love the atmosphere of the collector's lair. I love how he set up all these little traps, all these little side hallways and secret places where he's not only him but the other girl. See if what was her name? Emma Fitzpatrick. She's capable too. She doesn't just wait to get rescued. She breaks out of her box and tries to get out of there herself. So, lo and behold, a woman who's not a damsel in distress, but also can fend for herself, but wasn't an SJW bullshit character either, or a Mary Sue. It's funny, this film can do it. A horror film that people think suck, but yet does that shit better than a fucking Star Wars movie nowadays. Go figure. But yeah, I like that the collector, his hideout's in this abandoned hotel. The set design is really nice. The collector has these people that he's caught before, and he's jacked them up, like coat them up so badly that they've been turned to the collector's own personal dogs. I thought that was an interesting concept. That was an intriguing idea. I thought that was pretty cool. Again, the set design, like there's these walls filled with nails. They have to scoot your way in between. He'll send people with a collar a la the Running Man to, I guess, do a kamikaze on these people who have invaded the hotel. The death scenes are pretty fun, like the first film, like these spikes that go through the floor and like. I'm trying to think if it was the ceiling too, but I know it was at least the floor. It just impales this guy. It's like, oh shit. Or there's another where the collector's up top. He has this hook, and he throws it down and hooks the guy like a like he's fishing and lifts the fucking guy up. But yeah, it's a really fun deaths. They have certain things like these in the background where you have these tubes of liquid and these people and skeletons in weird positions. Yeah, it's just a very far out, crazy layer and set design that this killer has. There's some nice bits of levity, which again I think was better than the new Halloween film. I got peanut butter on my penis. I'd much rather go with, okay, they have a gun with few bullets. He shoots a guy in the leg outside, and he goes, "Sorry, dude." But he does that to get the cops' attention. Which makes sense. So now all the cops will go there, and it does work out. So Arkin did the right and smart thing. But like I said before, the collector is not just a mastermind, but he likes to get physical too. He has a fucking machine gun and a bunch of dogs. Archer stabs one dog in the head and uses to block bullets. Like this is a scene that used slow motion very well. Which they, instead of some of the quick cuts they had earlier in certain scenes, they should have gone with the slow mo. Like when the killer's using the slow mo with the machine gun, the dog, again, very effective usage of slow motion. And yeah, I love the relationship between Arkin and the collector, where Arkin just talks shit to him and, come on, motherfucker. Or him and these others are trapped in the cage, and he has this cast, and he has to take the cast, and he's like, break it, break my arm. And breaks it, and it's like, oh shit. Ah. And they do that so that get out of this cage so they can survive. But then, I do like the first film. I like that this is not just a horror film, it's an action film too. Because I forget this other actor's name. I think it's Lee Tergesen. I think that's his name. He's one of the Mercs, and he has a personal friendship with the daughter character. They've known each other for a while, and he gets in a knife fight with the collector. I thought that was really cool. And the finale is fantastic. I said in my review of The Collector, this has one of the more satisfying finales in a horror film I've seen in the past 10 years. Which I'm going to go into spoilers because I gotta explain this. The score, I would say the score was even better than the score in the first film. This score, I want to say, is Charlie Clouser. Yeah, Charlie Clouser. Beautiful job on the score in this sequence. Where, first, how many times does the hero get to beat the fuck out of the killer in a horror slasher movie like this? Like, this is something you want to see done to Jigsaw, but never happened. Just Arkin just beats, stabs and beats the shit out of the collector, smashing him into fucking displays, beats the fuck out of him, throws him down this hamper, lights his ass on fire, and then you think he's gonna die from the fire, and is she gonna leave? No, this guy helped me out, he came back for me, and then the music pipes up, and she fucking smashes all these tubes, and great uses of slow motion once again, washing away the fire while this beautiful music by Charlie Clouser plays over. And I'm like, God, I get goosebumps thinking about it. The music track is called Out of the Fire. Just go on YouTube, type in Out of the Fire, Charlie Clouser. Beautiful piece of music. And then you think it's going to end on a cliffhanger ending, but no, once again, such a satisfying ending. Unique, too, for this genre, where Arkin, which I didn't mention, there was a well-directed scene where Arkin's in this room and the light bulb keeps dimming in and out. And sometimes you'll see like the killer behind him. But once again, I like this. It's not coincidence or luck. It's Arkin notices the killer in a reflection, and one of the times when the light bulb dims, he moves out of the way, and then the killer's like, where did he go? So again, I like the Arkin uses his brain. He's a smart character. And at the end, Arkin finds out where the guy lives. Beats the fuck out of him, shoves him into a box, fucks up his hand, just like the killer fucked up his hand and did in the first movie, and does to the killer what the killer did to him at the end of the first movie. And the reason he's putting him in the box is he's going to torture him like you tortured me, and then going to kill him. And that's why I don't want to see a third one. I don't want to see The Collected, because this ended it in such a satisfying, fuck yeah, crowd-pleasing way that you rarely get in horror movies. Like, this is one of the more crowd-pleasing endings to a horror movie in the past 10 years for me. Especially when you watch it back to back with The Collector. It's like, yeah, he got him. And the way down was so, I keep using the word satisfying. And again, how rare is that? It's not a downbeat ending. It's not a sequel bait ending. And in fact, it's the total opposite, where it's a fucking satisfying ending. And I don't want a third film to fuck that up. So in a way, I'm kind of glad it bombed. Let it be. Let it end on a satisfying note. Let it end on an Aliens or Predator 2, and don't make more. Don't make your Alien 3. Don't make your The Predator. Don't make your Last Jedi. Just end it, man. And I'm glad if it ended here, because it's the perfect way to end it. You cannot end it more perfectly than they did in this movie. So, Great set design of the abandoned hotel. Very fast paced. It's a very short film. Josh Stewart once again rocking it as Arkin. Like he did a wonderful job in the first movie. Did a wonderful job in this movie. I like that bits of it is an action movie. I like that they took notes from Aliens, because if you don't do a sequel, that's a sequel to take notes from. The supporting cast, like Christopher McDonald, Emma Fitzpatrick, Lee Tergesen, they did a good job. The effects are well done. Some nice gore and death scenes. There's some stuff I left out for those who do want to see the film, which I found interesting as well. Starts out with a bang, with that big fucking lawnmower. I don't know what the hell else you call it. I like what George S. McQuaid III, that's a hell of a name. George S. McQuaid III of Examiner.com, an explosive, riveting horror film. I agree. And they don't do this now a lot nowadays. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's gory, it's brutal, has a likable lead character, and has a hugely satisfying ending. What more could you want? Really, what more could you want? I want to be realistic. Well, if it was a shitty movie, I would agree with you, but 99.9% of horror films are not realistic. Hate to break it to you. Michael Myers can't survive 6 shots unless he's 50 Cent. But he did at the end of the first Halloween film. It's just, is it done well or not? In my opinion, The Collector and the Collection did it very well. And for horror films of the past 10 years, The Collector and the Collection are definitely two of my favorites. If I made a list of favorite horror films of the past decade, the first one and this one would easily be on the list. And I know I repeat myself, but it's a great double feature. If you've never seen these, watch it as a double feature. I think you'll have a fun time. If you don't, we agree to disagree, but either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.